did you feel when you were taking your last paper in Form 4? Like you were writing your last one. Hello and welcome back to my channel. So I want to take you back to when you were in high school, either high school or primary school. How did you feel when you were taking your last paper in Form 4? Like you were writing your last word, you're putting down the last full stop, like you had your last breakfast, you did your last morning duty, if some of you had morning duty, and like you did everything knowing that this is the last time I'm doing this, and you put all your effort into it, and you knew that after this I'm not going back to this high school anymore or this school anymore. How did you feel? Like all that thrill and what is it called, and enthusiasm for you to finish Form 4, because you know what is waiting for you outside is much bigger than what is there right now. So you're just pumped, you want to go to university, you want to see different things, but then no one tells you exactly what you'll find in university. They just tell you, oh, usilale sahi, you will sleep when you were in university, you will have all the time to sleep, you'll have all the time to do whatever you want. I'm not saying those things are not correct. Yes, they're correct, but the guidance that people are given for you to be able to go to university does not prep people enough for them to face what they're going to face with confidence. So this video is about some of the things that you might find in university now that you're done with high school, and that maybe no one told you or someone hinted them for you, but you didn't quite understand them. So I will try and answer some of your questions from the comments, and maybe some in your head, I don't know. I may just magically answer them. So yeah, welcome. Now, first of all, the truth about high school is that it's one of the best experiences you can ever have. Why am I saying this? Because one, high school is the place where you will get to meet so many diverse cultures depending on which primary school you are. Because for me, the primary school I was in, I didn't get to see some cultures because of the environment I was in. The school was just harboring people from the neighboring community, so I didn't get to see people from maybe other counties, other countries. So in high school, you get to even see people from other countries. Like in my school, I was in Machakos Girls, we had Indians, and they used to fascinate everyone every time they come to school, because they used to be dropped in school every morning. They were not boarders. That makes sense. They were not boarders like the rest of the school. So they used to come to school every morning. So every morning you used to see them being taught by their parents. Well, it was a good experience on my side to see them learning alongside us Africans, which was something nice. I got to see different cultures. I got to see people from Maasai land. They're very beautiful people, very oriented, like they know what they want in life. Maasais, I really love Maasais. Two, I got to see so many Kambas. I had never interacted with Kambas in my life. This was my first time, and I love them. Kambas are beautiful. Like, Kambas are very beautiful. And yes, I got to see people from other countries, Ethiopia, South Sudan. Like, high school gives you the whole bowl. It's you just to choose what you want. The other point is that when you're in high school, you learn to be self-reliant. By this, I mean the reliance of the self comes when you do things like washing clothes for yourself, making sure I was almost saying you've eaten, but then I remember there's a bell which reminds you to go eat. But to some extent, you have to make sure you've eaten for you to survive in that high school. First of all, my school, I don't know if it's every high school that usually has food scarcity. Like, no one ever gets full with food. It's either you've taken supper, but then you had gone to the canteen to get some snacks so that you can eat during the preps, and then in the morning before breakfast, and then you go take breakfast and come back, eat the snacks again. Like, it was just eating all through. No one used to get full. So by going to high school, you learn how to manage your time. You know, this time I want to do this. Mostly times like after classes, most of the classes used to end at 3 or 4. I'm not sure. Wow, it was 4, I think. So from 4, you're supposed to plan your time 4 maybe to 6 before your supper, because our supper was started at 6 or 5:50 apple. So that break that you have from 4 up to supper time, you have to know if you will study, if you will wash your clothes, if you go do your morning duty. Like, you'll know how, excuse me, you'll know how to section your things so that you don't be late for either supper or whatever you're doing in school. Another good thing about high school is that you get to expound your brain more from going to primary school. And in primary school you used to just take A, B, C, D, like the answer is B. The other time you can guess that, hapa nimeweka A's mingi, let me put a B now. Like in primary you had the leisure to play around and you would succeed, because sometimes some of the answers were just obvious. You had to guess or just choose something and you were lucky. But in high school, now you're being told you have to think tu kidogo, you put a different answer from what you think you have, and then that is how you're taught how to think outside the box. So in high school you expound more by doing things kama kina essays, kina insha. They were called insha. What are they called in high school? No, high school there was no insha. What was there? We had fasihi simulizi for listening. I don't know, but I just know there was things that you had to write, and that meant you had to look for ideas for you to make them make sense, and that used to expand people's brains. And to some people it was hard, to others it was easy, but all in all you are being built for you to be able to level up to the next task. So high school for me personally, from my experience, it was bittersweet, because I had some trouble transitioning from primary school to high school mentally. The trouble was mentally. So I was used to always seeing my family every evening as I go home from primary school, because I was in a day school. So when I went to high school, the first year I really struggled to tell myself that, you know what, you're here alone, you're the only one to take care of yourself. I had to understand that I was there alone with foreign students, with foreign people, and I had to adjust quickly because I was not transferring or being transferred. So like other people used to say, they were transferring since Form 1 Term 1, and we finished Form 4 with them. So I had to adjust myself, because maybe I knew I was not transferring. So that was the only downside of my high school. The rest of the time I quite enjoyed, because I was participating in different activities, but mostly I did music. So music was just warming my heart, and it made me feel comfortable because of the practices and just the togetherness of being with other people who love to sing, and having a trainer to teach you what to do, going for the music festivals, the competitions. Like for me, it was just, it was marvelous. So now, back to the main story of the video. Now you're done with high school, right? You have been told what exactly to expect in terms of freedom, in terms of meeting other people. So what exactly should you expect from you finishing high school? So some of the things I'd like to mention is, number one, the freedom is too much. Like, it is too much. You'll have so much of it that you won't exactly know what you want to do. To some extent, utakuwa tu unasema, let me just sleep, I don't have anything else to do, because you have so much time on your hands and you don't even think of other things to do, because you feel like you've done everything. So in this freedom, it comes with so many opportunities for you to do different things, but so many people don't see that. They just, I don't want to say people are lazy, but they don't see it as a privilege for you to do different productive things. Because with this freedom, you can be able to learn different skills from maybe after your classes, because most classes usually end from the latest class can be 7, but it doesn't mean that you'll study from 8 in the morning to 7 June. You might have 2 classes in the day, or 1 class in the evening, or 2 classes the whole day, or 1 class the whole day. It depends. So that means in a day you might have like, out of the 20, not 24 hours, out of the 12 hours, you might have 8 hours free and you don't know what to do with it. So that's when you're supposed to look for other skills that you can do. You can even learn how to, maybe photography or crocheting, or maybe you go do charity work, or look for things that might even help you fill your CV, because by the time you're finishing uni, or maybe when you're in your third year, you'll have to go for attachment, and for your attachment you will need your CV most likely. It depends on the company you're going to, and even after you're done you also need your CV. So your CV needs to be amped up with good things that you have done. It should not look like you just went to school to study and then you went out after without doing nothing after a whole 4 or 7 or 8 years. So the freedom comes with many opportunities that you should be willing to explore and build yourself. The second point is that most people get lost. By getting lost, I don't mean you get to lose your way physically in university, but what I mean is that people get lost in terms of the choices they make. They don't know exactly what they want in life. They do not know how to approach what they want in life. They don't know how to answer certain questions about their own lives so that they can be able to propel themselves. Like when you join uni, you're supposed to start discovering yourself in terms of what talents do you want to build on, what career would you like to follow, which careers are in line with your career or with your course, like those types of things. What do you like? What do you dislike? What type of people do you like mingling with? Like, get to know each and every inch of yourself so that you don't get lost or be taken by someone else's ideas because you don't have yours. You find yourself just following people because you don't know what you want, and since this person exactly knows what they want, you just follow them. University is a really big ocean that you can get lost in. So find a way to find your path and walk on it. Don't dilly-dally on other people's routes that you do not even understand. Yes, you can play around, but focus on your path. Don't forget to have fun also, but focus on your path. The third point is that in university, unlike high school, it's you to push yourself to go to classes. Because in high school, you had the matron to chase you from the dorm. Kwanza wetu used to, wow. Our dorms used to be like uphill. So I was in the highest dorm in the school. So when the matron came, you had to literally run down the mountain to your class. I'm just emphasizing on how much we ran in that school, following MBR also. Yani umetoka tu kunywa chai vizuri unaambiwa ukimbie. Ni hata chai haiwezi settle. Anyway, in uni, now there's no bell. That's a really good thing. I didn't like the bell sound. Just made me feel like I'm conditioned to always follow something. It used to be like a loop. Like every time you hear the bell, you have to follow it, and it's not something I'd like someone to experience for more than 4 years, because it might be traumatizing for some of us. So in uni, it's you to tell yourself, you know what, I have a 9 a.m. class and I have to attend it. And you attending it, meaning you have to go to that class, you sit, you take notes if you take notes, you grasp whatever the lecturer is teaching so that you can be able to pass his cuts or her cuts and the main exam, so that you do not get a supplementary, so that you higher your chances of graduating. All on you. Like, no one will come and tell you, oh, you have a class, I'm reminding you to go to this class today. You will be seated here, wear your uniform, bring your book, bring a pen, where is your set? Like, no one will care about that. It is you to tell yourself, you know what, this is my life, let me just go study, I'm done. Yes, this is the day the Lord has made. Let me finish everything and just be happy about the day. If you had 4 lessons, attend them. Don't tell yourself that, I don't feel like attending this 2 p.m. class. nimeshiba and I don't feel like going to class, let me just sleep it in. No, it's you to push yourself to just go to that class, because I imagine most of us choose our own courses. So if you chose your own course, be able to build that passion for you to be able to study whatever you're being taught. The fourth point is that supplementaries exist. By supplementaries, to some other universities, they are called retakes. So supplementaries are exams that you have to do if you fail an exam. Maybe you missed a cut and now you have to do a supplementary, or maybe you missed the main exam, so you do a supplementary. Or if you missed the main exam for JQuat, you can apply for a special exam depending on your situation. Maybe you had an emergency or something was wrong with you medically, so you can apply for that. But all in all, supplementaries exist, and their universities are very generous with them. They don't bakisha for anyone. So please try hard enough not to get one, because they usually delay people from graduating. You might get that maybe you got a supplementary when you were in first year, but then the next lot has not yet come, joined school. So for you to do your supplementary, you have to wait for the lot that you needed, like the lot that you failed in, to come, so that you can do the supplementary with them. Ni kama kusetiwa pepa ya form 1 na uko form 4 na unangoja form 1 wa join na wako class 8 bado na uko karibu kumaliza form 4, na uwezi enda university kama hujafanya pepa ya form 1. Yes, that is how it is. So just kakamua yourself, you don't get yourself in supplementaries, and all will be well. The fifth point is that university is an ocean of knowledge. Like, you can literally learn everything from anywhere. Like for me, I used to go to different classes sometimes just to sit and listen to what different lecturers are teaching. Not necessarily my classes, but just different classes. I would go to a project management class, I listen to what they're being taught maybe for 5 minutes, then I go to my class and sit like, okay, what are we being taught today? Let me listen to this one, and then I go to some other class. I see what they are being taught, maybe engineering, but sikwenda engineering, but na plan kwenda engineering. You just listen to what people are being taught. Don't just confine yourself to your course, because there are many things that are interconnected with your course that you have to explore. But I don't necessarily mean that you go and like literally go to all the physical classes in that school. You can also learn from other courses from other students in the school. Like, make friends with other students ndio uweze know what you need in life in terms of career path, and which people you'll be working with in future when you're done with your university. The sixth point is that you'll have to find your tribe. By tribe, I do not mean Luo, Kikuyu, Luya, Kamba. I mean people who are like-minded like you. So by finding your tribe, this will be a bit difficult because, okay, it was difficult for me because I had to like first understand other people so that I accept them as like-minded people as me. Because there are some people I used to try to talk to them and we didn't get each other because what I was telling them, they couldn't understand it. And what they were telling me, I couldn't understand because the level of understanding that we both have were different. Like, it's like we were not talking the same language. So you have to be sure that the people you're with are in line with your values, they're in line with your goals, they're in line with what you want to be in future. And if not, just be sure that the people you are with are able to propel you to a different level that will enable you to live life better. The last point is that some of the best moments in your life might be in university. Because why am I saying this? Now, university has a lot of opportunities that you can take and run with them. Like, you have literally open doors. Even the windows are open. You can go anywhere, be anyone, reinvent yourself, and just grow yourself to a better person, because university gives you all the opportunities you want, and it's you just to say, you know what, let me just go with it and let me see where this takes me. And university is a place that you are allowed to experiment anything. If you have a business, no matter how small it is, or if the idea is crazy, try it out when you're in university. Try it out with your friends. Go around, ask people if the idea is viable. Don't be shy to start a company at oh, I'm in first year, let me wait for fourth year and then I start a company. No. Ukiingia to first year, the first week, you're supposed to have a business. Like, start making your mind, wire your mind to think that you're alone, like the way you were in high school if you were in boarding school. Rewire your mind to tell yourself that this is your life and you're the only one who will propel yourself forward. And if you don't, maybe some of you have backup that you will fall back to, others don't have. So either way, try to make your life better when you are in uni, because you have all the freedom and resources that you'll ever need. So yes, that is the video for today. Just remember to subscribe, and if you have any questions, you can either DM me on Instagram at It's Omanga, or just put your questions on the comments. I'll be sure to get back to you. So to those joining university, welcome to the university world, and I hope you enjoy your stay and be safe. Bye bye.